The moment we thought Nan's life had settled, everything flips. In the new episode 7 trailer, there's a look in her eyes that says it all: heartbreak, betrayal, and maybe revenge. A single scene in this teaser has fans spiraling, and we need to talk about it. Because if what we think is happening, then the finale might change everything. Before we break down the new trailer for episode 7, let's rewind for a moment. Episode 6 left us breathless, with emotions running high and relationships hanging by a thread. Nan, who once seemed to finally be finding her voice, now stands at a dangerous crossroad. Her decision at the end of episode 6 to confront her mother about the family's secret ties to money and status was a turning point. You could feel the weight of it, not just for her, but for every character connected to her. Nan is no longer the quiet observer. She's taking control, and that's making people very uncomfortable. Asterisk Guy, who has always been the sweet, supportive friend turned love interest, started to show cracks in this episode. There's something darker in his tone, maybe jealousy, maybe fear. When Nan pulls away from him emotionally, even slightly, you can almost see something break inside him. His quiet nature suddenly feels less charming and more calculated. The way he watched her at that dinner party, surrounded by men who still see her as a prize rather than a person, it raised a red flag. And if you rewatch that scene, the way his eyes follow her, it's not love, it's possession. That changes everything. Asterisk Meanwhile, Conchita and Richard continue their chaotic spiral. Their marriage, once wild and passionate, is now stuck in a cold war. She's a firecracker, refusing to be silenced, while Richard clings to tradition like a shield. He wants to keep her in her place, but Conchita is already 5 steps ahead. Her growing alliance with Honoria might be the key to turning the entire game around. Speaking of Honoria, she's been the quiet storm all season. In episode 6, her loyalty was tested, especially when she saw the cost of staying silent. Her character might not be loud, but she notices everything. And that moment when she exchanged glances with Nan near the staircase, that wasn't random. It was to women realizing they're not as alone as they thought. Asterisk Then there's James. Oh, James, he's always been the charming mystery, but now his secrets are catching up to him. The letters, the debts, the hidden deals all hint at something far bigger. In episode 6, the final scene of him standing alone in the dark hallway, gripping a letter tightly, suggests he knows something that could ruin everyone. And the way the camera lingers on him, it's not just for drama. It's a warning. Asterisk So, by the time the credits rolled on episode 6, we were left with more questions than answers. Where is Nan going now that she knows the truth? Who will stand by her side when the walls start closing in? And is love really enough when power, money, and legacy are at stake? Asterisk That's the storm episode 7 steps into, and judging by the trailer, we're heading straight for a disaster, one that might tear the entire social world of the Buccaneers apart. Asterisk The trailer for episode 7 wastes no time. It opens with a wide shot of a storm rolling over the coast, clouds dark, waves crashing, wind pulling at the curtains of a grand estate. It's not just weather, it's a warning. A metaphor for what's about to hit every character in this story. The music underneath is haunting, slow piano, building tension. Already, the tone tells us something is about to break. Asterisk Then we see Nan. Asterisk She's standing alone in front of a mirror, her dress half-buttoned, her eyes filled with something more than sadness. It's the kind of look you get after being lied to. One too many times. Behind her, the door slowly creaks open, and you hear a voice say her name, soft, uncertain. She doesn't turn. That moment speaks louder than any line. It's the face of a woman who's done waiting for someone to save her, and that silence, it's colder than a scream. Asterisk Cut to Guy. Asterisk He's walking through the garden, but he's not calm. His steps are rushed, like he's looking for someone or running from something. Then we get a flash of him shouting at another man, voice raised, completely out of character. The trailer doesn't let us hear the words, but you can read it in his face, betrayal. He's not just hurt, he's furious. And it raises the question, has Non turned to someone else? Or is Guy unraveling under the pressure of being the good man in a world where everyone plays dirty? Asterisk, then there's a quick, blink and you miss it glimpse of Conchita sitting in a carriage alone, tear streaking her face, gripping a letter. With shaking hands, we don't know what the letter says, but the background whispers something scandalous. A man's voice, muffled but sharp, says she's already made her choice. Is this about her marriage, her freedom, or something darker, maybe a secret we haven't seen yet? Either way, Conchita's storyline is clearly taking a dangerous turn. Asterisk next, the trailer cuts to James. Asterisk, he's in a candlelit room, flipping through documents with urgency. The camera zooms in on his hand. It's trembling. Then a shadow falls over him, and a voice off-screen says, "You should have destroyed that when you had the chance." This might be the most chilling moment in the trailer. What is James hiding? And who else knows? It's clear whatever secret he's buried is about to surface, and it could destroy not only him, but everyone tied to his family name. Asterisk Honoria also makes an unexpected appearance. Asterisk, she's in a library, arguing with someone out of frame. Her voice, for once, is raised. You don't own her. None of you do. That line hits hard. We don't know who she's defending, Non, Conchita, herself, but it's a sign that Honoria, the quiet observer all season, is finally stepping into the light. She's always been the one reading between the lines, and now she might be the one to set something huge in motion. Asterisk, the trailer ends with a rush of fast cuts, quick flashes of chaos. Asterisk, Non slapping someone at a party. Asterisk, a shattered glass on the marble floor. Asterisk, a blooded hand. Asterisk, a scream. Asterisk, a kiss that looks more like a threat than romance. Asterisk, and finally, Non running. Asterisk, the final shot is burned into your mind. Non racing through the fog, her dress torn at the hem, someone chasing her. She turns to look back, eyes wide, terrified, and the screen cuts to black. Asterisk, just silence. Asterisk, and then the final line. Asterisk, you never really knew me, spoken in voiceover by Non. Cold and slow. Asterisk, this trailer doesn't just tease drama, it promises a full emotional collapse. The episode looks like it will shake every relationship, expose every secret, and force every character to either rise or completely fall apart. And the way it's edited, slow builds, sudden cuts, lingering tension. It's not just showing us what's coming. It's daring us to survive it. Asterisk, here it is, the moment that's got the Buccaneers fandom spiraling. Asterisk, in the final seconds of the episode 7 trailer, right after that fog-drenched chase scene, there's a split-second shot that most people missed. It's easy to overlook because it flashes by so quickly, just 2 frames. But if you pause it at exactly the right moment, you'll see it. Non at the altar, no groom. Asterisk, no priest. Asterisk, just Non, standing alone in a wedding dress, her veil blowing. In the wind, eyes filled not with joy, but panic. Asterisk, this isn't a dream. This isn't a flashback. This is something new. And it's the biggest twist the show has hinted at so far. Asterisk, here's why this changes everything. Asterisk, first, let's talk about the dress. It's not the one Non wore. In season 1, it's softer, more traditional, almost like she's trying to fit into the mold society has built for her. That alone is suspicious. Non has never been the type to conform, so what's forced her into this moment? And more importantly, who was supposed to be standing across from her? Asterisk, Guy, maybe. Asterisk, James. Could be. Asterisk, someone else entirely. That's where things get interesting. Asterisk, the way this scene is cut suggests someone left Non at the altar, or maybe she ran away herself. But the bigger theory fans are whispering about is this. This wedding was never real to begin with. Some believe it's a performance, staged to protect someone else. or to secure a deal that could save her family. If that's true, it means Non is sacrificing herself. Again, asterisk, but there's more. Asterisk, Honoria and Conchita have both warned her, in their own ways, about the cost of giving up control. Asterisk, so this image, this non-wedding, might be Non's last stand. A way of saying, no more. Asterisk, now let's talk about the man chasing her through the fog. We never see his face, but based on his height, build, and coat, fans are torn between two suspects, Guy or James. Either way, the symbolism is the same. A man trying to pull her back into a life she no longer wants, and Non. She's not running from love. She's running from expectation. Asterisk, that's the heart of the twist. Asterisk, because this isn't just a love story anymore. It's a power shift. Non, once the girl caught between two worlds, British society and American freedom, is no longer choosing between men. She's choosing herself. Asterisk, and that might be the most dangerous decision of all. Asterisk, it's also worth noting how the trailer plays with silence. After the wedding image, everything goes quiet. No music, no dialogue, just the wind. This silence is more chilling than any scream, and it's the show's way of forcing us to sit with the moment. To ask, what does Non really want, and will the world around her ever let her have it? Asterisk, so the shocking twist isn't just that. A wedding might be called off. It's that Non might finally be done playing by anyone else's rules. And if that's the case, the rest of the season, especially the finale, won't be about whether Non ends up with someone. It'll be about whether she gets out at all. Asterisk. So where does all of this leave us? After the chaos of episode 6 and the chilling, emotional trailer for episode 7, one thing is clear. The world of the Buccaneers is on the edge of collapse. And the biggest question on every fan's mind is simple. What happens now? Asterisk, let's start with the most obvious theory. Non walks away from everyone. The wedding scene, or anti-wedding, depending on how you read it, isn't just a dramatic twist. It might be the start of Non reclaiming her life. This theory suggests that Non finally realizes neither Guy nor James is truly offering her freedom. One wants to rescue her, the other wants to possess her, but neither is really listening to her. And if that's the case, walking away might be the only real choice she has left. Imagine that finale. Non leaves on her own terms, breaking every rule the upper class has tried to place on her, not to marry, not to rebel, but simply to live. Asterisk, but there's another theory that's picking up steam online. Guy turns dark. Asterisk, yes, he's always been painted as the sweet, respectful love interest. But some fans are starting to see the cracks in his mask, his jealousy in episode 6, his controlling body language in the trailer, and the way he seems to explode at another man. These aren't signs of someone calm and patient. They're signs of someone used to getting what he wants, and when he doesn't, he lashes out. Some believe he may become an obstacle to Non's freedom in episode 7, not because he's evil, but because he thinks he's helping, and that makes him even more dangerous. He doesn't see himself as the villain. That's always the scariest kind. Asterisk, now let's talk about James. This character has been a slow burn mystery all season. Wealthy, charming, and incredibly secretive. The trailer hints that something he knows, maybe a contract, a scandal, a betrayal, is going to explode. What if James isn't just hiding a family secret, but something that could ruin Non's name too? One theory suggests that he and Non's family have been in secret talks, possibly arranging a match or protecting a shared scandal. If that's true, James isn't just trying to win her over romantically. He's trying to own the narrative. That's huge. If Non finds out, it could destroy him. Asterisk, then there's Conchita and Honoria, whose roles seem to be expanding. Conchita's grief in the trailer feels deeply personal. Fans are speculating she's either discovered a betrayal, suffered a loss, or is preparing to make her own escape. Some believe she might fake a scandal to draw attention away from Non others see she's about to go public with something explosive. Maybe a letter, maybe a confession. Honoria, on the other hand, has stayed in the shadows until now, but episode 7 seems to be her turning point. Her line in the trailer, "You don't own her," feels like a declaration of war. What if she becomes the one to stand beside? When everything falls apart, we could be seeing the rise of a new kind of alliance, one built on friendship, not romance, asterisk, and then there's the wildest theory. Non leaves with someone completely new, asterisk. A few eagle-eyed fans noticed a shadowy figure in the background of one of the trailer's ballroom scenes, someone unfamiliar, not part of the known cast. It's just a theory, but what if Non chooses a third path? Not Guy, not James, not solitude, but a new world altogether. Someone who doesn't know her past, doesn't try to save her, but simply lets her be. Could episode 7 introduce a new player just in time to reshape the finale? If so, it might be the boldest move the show has made yet. Asterisk, all these theories come down to one thing. The Buccaneers is no longer just about finding love in high society. It's about breaking free from it. The show has evolved from a costume drama into a battle for personal freedom, female agency, and emotional truth. Episode 7 looks like the beginning of that revolution. And if the trailer's final line, "You never really knew me," is any clue, we're about to see every character show who they really are. Asterisk, so the question now isn't just, who will Non choose? Asterisk, it's, who will survive the choice she's about to make? Asterisk, what do you think is really happening in that wedding scene? Was it a dream, a setup, or the beginning of something massive? Drop your theory in the comments. We're reading all of them, and if you're as obsessed with the Buccaneers as we are, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our breakdown of episode 7 the moment it airs. Asterisk.